वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे.
The awards have recognized and encouraged outstanding individuals and hence created an impact for the development of the spirit of selfless service and dedication amongst individuals for carrying on activities in the field of constructive work. Our scheme of awards has been in existence now for almost 20 years, during which we have been able to get an insight into the contributions made by these self-effacing stalwarts who have, in words of someone, scorned delights and lived laborious lives for bringing happiness and health to the lives of several of our countrymen and women. With a view to making information about these activities and these heroes and heroines available to people in general, and with a view to inspiring other individuals and institutions to tread this path of selfless service and tireless social work for the benefit of the community as a whole, the Jamnalal Bajaj Foundation is considering to document these activities and make information about them available to the public at large. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, may I say that in India today, unfortunately with falling moral values, corruption rising to dangerous levels, communal passions growing, and disruptive terrorism and militancy, the selfless work of these and the past awardees and the impact they are creating on the society as a whole are indeed beacons of hope that we Indians can live together in peace, can work together in harmony, and collectively build an India of Mahatma Gandhi's and Jamnalal ji's dreams.
श्री राकरू पाटिल एक ऐसे विशिष्ट व्यक्ति हैं जिन्हें एक साथ देशभक्त, प्रशासक, समाज सेवक एवं न्याय के लिए गांधीवादी योद्धा होने का गौरव प्राप्त है। उनका संपूर्ण जीवन ही सेवा, त्याग, करुणा तथा रचनात्मक कार्यों के प्रति समर्पण की एक विस्तृत गाथा है। भारतीय लोक सेवा के सदस्य रहने के बावजूद भी श्री पाटिल निष्ठावान राष्ट्रवादी थे। वह स्वभावतः खादी पहनते थे। उन्होंने तत्कालीन परंपरा के अनुसार कलेक्टर के निवास पर ब्रिटिश झंडा फहराने से भी मनाही कर दी थी। वह अपनी निर्भयता, सत्यनिष्ठा एवं कुशाग्रता के लिए प्रसिद्ध थे। जहाँ पर उन्हें अपना कर्तव्य पालन करना होता तब वे शक्तिशाली को भी टक्कर देने में जरा भी नहीं हिचकिचाते। उनका सरकारी सेवा में दम घुटता था, इसलिए उन्होंने अप्रैल 1943 में उससे त्यागपत्र दिया। उस समय महात्मा गांधी कारावास में उपवास कर रहे थे।
In the northeast, we have in the states of Tripura and Manipur the Kuki and Naga problem. We have been trying our best to establish peace. Even the military has told us it's a political problem and it wants a political solution. I am therefore suggesting that we have a very high power delegation sent to these areas who will go into details of these problems. The details should be based on the principle that nobody in India should feel suppressed and nobody should have a feeling of being oppressed, and everybody should have a feeling that he has full scope for self-expression. Three conditions: self-expression, self-suppression, and lack of oppression.
A distinguished agricultural scientist, a dedicated teacher at graduate and postgraduate levels, and a devoted extension worker, Professor Katagihallimath, who is 70 years old, spent nearly 30 years in various higher institutions of learning in agricultural extension, agricultural training, and agricultural research. His path-breaking achievement in the field of agriculture includes detailed studies on pests, insects, and extensive field trials on principal field crops such as paddy, jowar, cotton, chili, sugarcane, tobacco, groundnut, wheat, gram, safflower, etc., and evolving effective schedules of calendar-wise pest management practices for these crops, as a result of which both crop production as well as crop productivity have increased to such an extent as to yield more than 3 times than under the normal pest management practices.
This is an honor not only to me, but all those who are engaged in the crucial nation-building task of applying science and technology to agricultural development vis-a-vis rural development. After all, most of India is rural India, and agriculture is the backbone of life. What I have done in a modest way is to bring about a sustained development of agriculture and rural economy in that part of India, namely Karnataka, to which I belong, but my experiments have an all-India application. This seems an appropriate occasion to reflect on the fate of agriculture in India during the last 50 years. We are all celebrating the golden jubilee of our freedom. It is time to ask, how have these 50 years fared in the field of agriculture and rural development? I regret to say that even after half a century of independent India has not been able to overcome critical problems facing agriculture: underinvestment, low yields, low income and employment generation, and unsustainable agricultural development. To these must be added the gap between the technology and its productive application.
If Mahatma Gandhi spiritualized politics, Acharya Vinoba Bhave spiritualized service to humanity. Symbolic of this was the establishment of Vinobaniketan. Acharya Vinoba Bhave blessed Vinobaniketan Ashram by his stay in the ashram hut in 1957 during his historic Padayatra. When the Bhudan Gramdan movement gained momentum in the country, Vinobaniketan inspired the entire state with its spiritual vision, and several young men and women voluntarily came forward to serve the nation. Vinobaniketan has now completed 43 years of social service. The activities comprise a wide variety of constructive programs, social, interreligious, educational and cultural activities.
एक वरिष्ठ गांधी भक्त ने अभिनंदन देते हमें लिखा, योर वर्क इज सो वाइटल एंड ग्रेट एंड द अवार्ड इज सो लिटिल फॉर इट. हम अपने को इसके लायक नहीं मानते, पर बड़ों की आत्मा हमें उनके शक्ति स्रोत बनाती हैं. हमें इस लायक बना दे, यही भगवान से हमारी प्रार्थना है. इस पुरस्कार के लिए बजाज परिवार का और बजाज फाउंडेशन का हम आभार मानते हैं. गांधी विनोबा की अहिंसात्मक क्रांति के सभी रचनात्मक कार्य इतने इन 43 सालों में विनोबा निकेतन के कार्य क्षेत्र में समाये हुए हैं. राजनैतिक पार्टी, जाति और धर्म से परे रहकर तथा उस वजह से आज के युग में होने वाली कठिनाइयाँ और तिरस्कार भगवान के नाम के बल छेलकर विनोबा जी जैसा चाहते थे वैसा ही असरकारी या अर्थात नॉन गवर्नमेंटल सार्वजनिक सेवा कार्य यहाँ की पहाड़ियों में बसे पिछड़े वर्ग के लिए समर्पित भाव से हम कर रहे हैं. अब बापू विनोबा के नाम जय जगत की विश्वव्यापक दृष्टि से विनोबा स्मृति का निर्माण किया गया है. यह उस पवित्र स्थान पर बनी है जहाँ बाबा ने 1957 में एक ग्राम विद्यालय की नींव रखी थी. विश्व भावना पर आयोजित एक प्रदर्शनी यहाँ है. साथ ही गांधी विनोबा साहित्य का एक पुस्तकालय है. इनके अलावा गांधी विनोबा पद्धति के उद्योग और कला के माध्यम से पूर्ण जीवन विकास के लिए एक ग्रामीण विद्यालय या रूरल इंस्टीट्यूट भी स्थापित किया गया है. इसमें
a passionate promoter and a crusader for global peace and harmony, Dr. Choue, who is 76 years, the Chancellor of the Kyung University at Seoul in Republic of Korea, is an eminent educationist and Emeritus President of the International Association of University Presidents. He founded this association with a worldwide network to work for dedication of universities to world peace. In the last 4 decades, he played an outstanding role through his educational campaigns and persistent advocacy for realization of a peaceful global society. At the height of tensions of the Cold War, in the later part of 70s, when many leaders were being driven towards worldwide conflicts through the nuclear arms race, he fervently pleaded with all leaders of international affairs for saving humankind from self-destruction.
Words fail me to express my heartfelt gratitude to the honorable members of the Jamnalal Bajaj Foundation for bestowing on this most valuable honor. I deem it an exceptional honor, for this award represents not only the noble achievements of peace that Mahatma Gandhi personified, but also the precious spiritual heritage of Indian civilization. The lofty idea of peace has been a peerless hallmark of Indian civilization. For millennia, Indian sages have inculcated the value of peace in the soul of the people. Throughout his Gandhi embodied, exteriorized, actualized, and objectified such traditional philosophy of India. He was the greatest architect of India, freedom recovered through a non-violent revolution. I am heartened to learn that the Jamnalal Bajaj Foundation is heir to this noble heritage. Time is in favor for you, honorable member of the foundation, to propagate this noble idea of peace throughout the world.
Politics, Socrates said, is the noblest endeavor of a human being to serve his fellow beings. But unfortunately, we have lost that end in politics. Mahatma Ji said, they say means are after all means. I would say means are after all everything. As the means, so the end. The means may be likened to a seed, the end to a tree, and there is just the same inviolable connection between the means and the end as there is between the seed and the tree. Today, politicians seem to think means do not matter. We have to achieve the end. At least the end, is it noble? No. It's only mere acquisition of power.
These awards are given for the people who sincerely work in different walks of life. I'm indeed privileged today that I got an opportunity to meet these towering personalities. And the opportunity has been given to me also by a towering personality like Rahul Bajaj. I'm indeed grateful to you for giving me this opportunity of distribution of these important awards. The people who work in different fields and also the people who follow the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, those who really work in the manner in which Jamnalal Bajaj worked during his lifetime.
Today we offer our pranams to these awardees for giving of themselves so selflessly, so generously, so that Gandhiji's, who's rightly being voted the man of the century, sir, and Jamnalalji's dream of a hunger and poverty-free India is realized. May I acknowledge the contributions of Subramaniam ji, as well as the trustees, the council of advisors, and the chairman of the selection committees and the members of the JB Foundation, the media, the auditorium authorities, and all of you for making the show going. And now for the difficult part. How does one thank a brother for his vision, for his commitment, for his leadership? I suppose by simply saying, thank you, brother. Jai Hind.